Durians, it's a sticky fruit.
Yeah, that's the stinky fruit. That if you've ever seen like a YouTube challenge of people eating it. So I have a bag of candy.
We hid it
A bag of
into
that candy?
our shop candy bowl to trick people.
My brother works for like a co-op down in Tennessee that's kind of like our Jungle Gyms, and he just sends me weird. He sends me weird, gross candy and food.
My friend Jared one time brought a bag of spicy Skittles, and I didn't know they were spicy Skittles. On the outside, they just look like the regular old thing.
Right.
Yeah. You find out pretty quick they're not. Hey.
They tell him, do you remember the zombie Skittles? Were they gross?
Not good.
Yeah. So they were like the Birdie Bots. Like some of them, they were Skittles, but some of them are really good, and some of them are, good
like
flavors. And then some of them are like, rotten flesh or something. Or
vomit was one of them.
Vomit. It was a Halloween special.
Well, I don't want to brag. I can make my own vomit candy. What's your go-to if you only have one candy? What's the
Sour Patch Kids?
Ooh, if I have one type of candy,
what's yours, Mozzie? If you could only have one candy, what would it be? Come here.
Come on, he wants your opinion on candy. She's a connoisseur. Tell him.
One candy forever. What would it be?
Just one.
Rice Krispies treat.
There you go.
I don't know if that qualifies as a candy, but that's a debate for another day.
I used to go-to snack for me was you can make your own, or you can buy them already made. Cut out the middleman. Peanut butter flavored ones with a layer of chocolate on one side.
That takes some doing.
Yeah, but for me, all I did was open the package.
Now me, I am big into Cadbury caramel eggs. That's a me thing.
I don't know if I've ever had one of those. As a kid, they always kind of freaked me out.
They're far superior to the cream,
Cadbury eggs are gross. I don't know.
Which I will still eat the Cadbury cream eggs. I'm a terrible egg sucker. But the caramel is the superior egg.
You mean what they've got? So they've got like the cream and the caramel, two different.
No,
kinds?
it's just like a straight liquid
chocolate.
Gold caramel nugget.
Chocolate and caramel.
Yeah.
I mean, chocolate and caramel is a fantastic combination, anyways. So.
But it's so much caramel that it's like a choking hazard, and I'm into that.
A friend of mine one time bought me I made some stupid comment about what foods come in loaf form besides bread and meat, and she produced a caramel loaf. What are you seeing on the times you have to go out and be around people? Like if you have to go to the store or whatever, what are you seeing locally?
We've only gone to the store twice.
Yeah, but in general, I think I've talked to a lot of people from around the country and whatnot, and I always tell them that we're in that area of the U.S. where it's a hoax and people do not care.
No. Don't start naming names. Nope.
We have like people that run over to our house and stuff like that, or people are constantly like, "Hey, calling here," and they're like, "What are your hours? I'm going to stop by the shop and I'm going to see what you got to sell, or or whatever." And like all these other.
I had somebody,
and it's like, dude, we're shut down. Like, don't leave your house. Go home.
Yeah, I get people to this day who are like, "Can you fit me in for a tattoo today?"
Wow.
Absolutely not. I had a guy yesterday who I told him, I was like, "Look, we're not going to be tattooing until the health department tells us, we are legally allowed to open up. I'm not going to lose my license over this. It's not going to happen. Nobody's tattoo is worth that to me right now." So then his response was, "Well, can you sell me some equipment?" Absolutely not.
Wow.
Yeah, that dip is going to go home and tattoo himself, and I should have let him, but no.
Yeah.
It's about to be, cover-up season is going to be blessed this year, though, because everybody who's at home getting house tattoos right now, you are foolish, you are foul, and you are infected. Nasty.
Going back to talking about cooking and food, what are you have you found anything new that you like to like?
Eat a pizza.
Chili cheese Fritos on everything.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. That's
pretty
the
good.
prime seasoning. No, we eat a lot of ramen.
Yeah.
Sure.
Ramen's always great. Like we'll smash to like a couple bowls of ramen. Like we buy really good ramen and we make really good ramen. Like I was a cook for a long time. I love to cook.
Oh, right. Yeah.
We'll do late night ramen after Mozzie goes to bed. Mozzie generally consists of like SpaghettiOs, pizza, and chicken nuggets. So like a 5-year-old. So there's that.
Sure.
And then our next door neighbor, she's a nurse at Reed, and she managed to bring me home like 8 pounds of meat from Radford's meat market. Yeah. So that was I've been living off of a lot of Radfords. And
where did she come up with 8 pounds of meat?
She was like, I'm going to Radford's. Would you like anything? So we just gave her like $30, and we were like, I just want meat.
Right.
Yeah, I don't eat. That's all him.
Yeah, and she came back with like 4 smoked pork chops and some chicken breasts and a couple other different items, and I just grilled it all at once, and then just live off of it.
Yeah.
A lot of like cold sandwiches or anything like that during the day.
Oh yeah. Well, one of my favorite things that I've seen on Facebook and all this time is when I posted that picture of that sandwich I cut in half, and you appropriately, you found the right words. Thank goodness that you cut it on an angle instead of straight like a monster. Which that is because what is the purpose of cutting a straight? I don't need 2 rectangles. I need 2 triangles.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I don't know, in my personal opinion, like when you have the triangle, I like that corner bite.
You like the cross section that was really
good
with you.
Yep.
Now here's a fun
and the presentation is nicer.
Oh my god.
Like you split it between the
so when
slices.
you met me, I was I 23 or 24? 24. I was a 24-year-old gremlin.
And she lived off like Pop-Tarts and Dr. Pepper.
Camel menthols, Monster, and Dr. Pepper and Pop-Tarts. It's fine. I'm fine. I didn't have sheets on my bed. I didn't do it.
Was there any Listerine in that diet?
Probably. But yeah, no, I smoked like 2 packs of cigarettes a day. I don't cook. I don't clean. I don't do any of that.
And her laundry is just on the floor.
And John was like, I need all of that in my life.
No, John was like, I'm going to put a baby in there. And he did. And so I remember when he and I started living together, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a housewife and I'm gonna make his lunch for work. I've never made anybody's lunches. I packed pretty much what I would eat.
She sent me to work with like one bag of Fruit Loops. So I got to work, and like in the middle of the day, like
that's what I eat.
I opened it up and there was just a bag of Fruit Loops. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to Wendy's.
So I eat little dry things that I don't have to cook, like cereals, crackers, graham crackers, any kind of like little dry crummy thing, because I hate cooking.
I'm a very picky eater, so vegetables and fruit are just not happening. I don't like the consistency of it. I think it's like if I want to eat gross food, I'll just leave it outside on the porch for a week and then come back and eat it, because that's what fruit and vegetables feels. That's what they feel like to me. So, but it's I was in
man without the potato.
No, the potato I will eat. But that's barely a vegetable. That's a
potato. Ultimately, I always like potatoes, like baked potato, and I tried to explain this to her.
So I'd never had a baked potato until I met him.
And I told her the potato is only a vehicle for better foods. You fill it with like butter, cheese, sour cream, bacon, whatever. The potato is only a vehicle to eat the good stuff.
I don't like baked potatoes because I don't like any of the stuff that you put on it. I don't like wet condiments. I don't like condiments. I don't like,
I've heard that from people.
Yeah. So mayonnaise, absolutely not. I have nightmares about mayonnaise on my skin.
What about? Well, that's a whole wow.
Oh, it goes deep in there. Like there's a lot to deal with.
Is there any condiment that you? Well, when it comes to toppings,
No toppings.
Just nothing?
We go through a lot of Sweet Baby Ray's.
I like barbecue sauce if I can
and then
dunk it.
I have a really extensive, like, expensive hot sauce collection.
Yeah,
that I like.
he's a hot sauce guy. But yeah, nothing in my salads. I don't like any kind of no sauce on a sandwich. If it's too wet, I can't eat it.
But if you've ever seen like hot ones on YouTube, like,
oh yeah,
I go through their bottles and I have like a collection of like my favorites from the different seasons that buy.
If there was one, I'll give you mine to start, and then I'll see if you get, as far as like weird foods that you like, a combination of things that like everybody talks about, a peanut butter sandwich or peanut butter and jelly. What do you want?
There's a big fly in here.
We didn't have a lot of money growing up, and I don't like, again, like I was talking, I don't like vegetables. So tomatoes I can kind of deal with if they're not in too big of chunks and stuff, but a slice of a tomato, like on a BLT, no. All I need is the bread, the bacon, the lettuce is kind of in the way, but whatever. So as a poor kid growing up, my mom would take, and I don't do it as an adult because it probably kill me with all the sodium, 2 pieces of bread, mayonnaise on each side, and you sprinkle bacon bits.
Yeah.
Bacon bit and mayonnaise sandwich.
No.
I mean, ultimately, as much as I like to cook like really elaborate and good foods and everything like that, one of the best sandwiches of all time will always be a slice of bologna on white bread with laid potato chips and a slice of a Kraft like American cheese.
Yep.
Nope.
That is a fantastic sandwich. It doesn't matter.
That's the only place I can eat. Like as a kid, I could eat a slice of American cheese just like, just out of the wrapper.
The only time that I'll ever buy it, sometimes I usually for grilled cheese sandwiches, because that's what we grew up eating as a kid. Like my mom always used Kraft slices. So, of course, I buy that just solely for grilled cheese sandwiches. But half the time, like I like to buy, fancier, nicer cheeses for our grilled cheese. Like I love grilled cheese. So like Texas toast style bread for a thicker bread, and then like Munster has a really good creamy melt to it, so that's always really good.
Well, Blair, if you're not eating meat, what's a weird combination of something? What's a weird thing you eat?
Beans on toast. That's
like what kind of beans?
He thinks it's weird. Vegetarian baked beans.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
that actually sounds pretty good.
It's
3 beans on toast.
It's
an English.
Yeah, it's a European thing.
It's an English breakfast.
Sure. I like it because it's a really quick way to get proteins in. And I am naturally protein deficient.
That was a hard thing though. Like working with her and her diet and being able to cook was trying to get her to understand that you have to different food items are going to contain different proteins or minerals that you're going to have to that you require throughout the day, and that you need to add a protein into every meal serving. Especially if you don't eat meat, you need to up that side of that level of your meal.
Yeah. But I know beans on toast, and then you put some chili cheese Fritos right in the middle. It's great.
Yeah. No, get the what is it? The Manchurian ramen packs of chili. That's the best flavor.
Maruchan.
Yeah, and then
really.
Yeah.
There's this Totitos has like the queso jars of queso. They also have it's like bean dip mixed with queso dip. Get a jar of that, and then mix that in with your ramen, and then add chili cheese Fritos, and then shredded.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Shredded cheddar cheese.
I also like to put egg in mine. We'll have to do it like a step-by-step how to make Bottorff ramen slam tutorial.
Totally. Yeah.
Rice, green onions.
Because we get wild with it.
But I mean, like, these are meals that, like, late at night, we're usually up until, like, 3 or something 4 in the morning anyway. So, like, we can cook it fast and we can cook it quietly because our house is small. And if the microwave goes off, it's going to wake Mozzie up. So, we have to get really clever about how we cook late at night.
Yeah, because our house is a straight shot through, and you can hear it.
Okay.
Everything. I think that's what's been the hardest about this quarantine is our house is just so small.
Yeah, especially on rainy days where she can't go outside and burn off energy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, it seems like, though, that with the amount of work you're able to get in, it seems like you're going to the shop 5 days a week right now?
More? Less. I mean, it's definitely
like
fallen.
3.
Yeah.
But yeah, typically we were in here every day but one day every week. Sunday was the only day that we didn't come down to the shop. So I mean, it's a big difference.
I mean, we've definitely taken a break from it. This has made a huge impact on everybody, and we're no exception.
Well, before we hang up, because this is by far 3 times the length that of anyone else.
No, it's fine. You have to understand, like, we don't talk to anybody anymore. Like, this really hasn't been that big of a disruptor in our lives, aside from it shut down, like, Mozzie going to school and Blair tattooing.
Right.
But other than that, like, we don't hang out with people. We don't really do a whole lot. Like, we go home or we go to the shop. Those are the 2 places that we go. And
working is our favorite thing to do. That's what we do when we're happy. That's what we do when we're sad. We like to work. So not being able to tattoo, people, that's how I got all of my social interactions. Was people would come here and I would tattoo them, and they would tell me, all the things that are going on in their lives and all the interesting things that have happened in their week. And when that's not a part of my life anymore, I really pretty much only talk to these two.
Yeah, it's weird whenever, like, a friend or something like that is like, hey, do you want to come over and hang out? And not during a pandemic or anything, but, it's like, why would I want to do that? I don't.
Well, we're working.
And, like, what would we do? Like, I don't drink and I don't party or anything. So it's like, I can sit at my house and watch TV, but why would I want to sit at your house and watch TV? Like, I don't want to do that.
The goal of all of these conversations is to do it with no edit in the middle.
Okay, good.
I will say that, one, this is way too long to just put up by itself. So
you
what I'm
can
going
cut
to
my
do?
Ted Kaczynski right now.
Yeah, you can take Ted out of there.
I've already come up with I'm not going to cut it out, but it's going to be played at like 1,000 times speed. So, so we're going to word salad. No. One way or the other, it's good to talk to you guys, and I'm glad that we have gotten to know each other, and it feels like that this way and that way feels like this is something that we all benefit from knowing each other more so than before all this happened anyway.
No, absolutely. We miss all of our downtown friends. I miss seeing people down here just going about their lives. I miss
going to Tin Lizzie. I miss everything. I miss going for like if I get tired of dealing with emails all day long or something like that, I miss going for a walk around the block.
And just seeing what shops were open and who's out. I miss our downtown community. I think that has been one of the most jarring things of this, is just seeing our hometown almost through like an alien lens, in that everything's closed. There's all these signs on the doors, and it's all very strange.
Some of my favorite memes right now are the ones, where it's like they side by side. It's a picture of like somebody from like Mad Max, what I thought the end of the world would be like, and then there's a picture of the dude from The Big Lebowski. I know I've put on close to 10 pounds in this time.
Oh, I haven't looked yet. I've been working out. We've been taking the dogs for a run. Well, we have one dog. We've been taking the dog for a run with the kiddo. And I've been doing dance parties with Mozzie, because she's 5, and 5-year-olds have an atomic amount of energy.
If we don't burn her energy to the ground by the end of the day, like,
she is a small sun just radiating heat all the time, and that's just how kids are. So
we found like the stopwatch on my phone, and a tree like 30 meters away has been a great resource for us.
See how fast you can run there.
You got 18 seconds. Let's see if we can do better. And we'll just do that nonstop until she's ready to collapse.
Yeah.
We've been, I found out I'm a really bullshit teacher. So my heart goes out to all the teachers who are ever going to have to teach Mozzie after me, because apparently history of memes is not a real thing to teach kids. We should plan a big double date for when all this closes up.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to go to Lizzie.
Yeah, or Smileys.
Right?
I miss their food.
All I'm saying is they've had their chance to name a sandwich after me for a couple of years. Hasn't happened.
Fair point.
That is fair.
Yeah.
I bet I could convince them to call it the Aria Blair grilled cheese. That's gonna be my move now. I'm gonna get a name before you do.
I'm gonna take the grilled cheese. Yeah.
Well, it'll be a competition. Who goes to Tin Lizzy's more?
Andy.
Okay.
It's like 4 days a week. It's like 4 days a week.
Yeah.
So, well, all right. So I now have to figure out how to not edit anything out, but still make this fit inside of 30 minutes because we are well past an hour.
Yeah,
so
that's all good.
I don't know if we're well 30 seconds past an hour. So.
He gets to go. He can go.
This is what happens when people come into the shop. Even like, this is just a virtual tour of our shop. We just always end up talking anyways.
Every time I'm in there, I know it does. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like not social as we actually are in day-to-day life. We actually end up talking a lot.
Well, this will be good then for people who haven't been able to come into the shop.
That's right. Look, it's still here. I still deeply want to tattoo you. I look forward to hurting you all someday. I just can't do it right now.
That is the best testimonial I've ever heard for a tattoo.
It came straight from the heart.
Straight from the heart.
Oh,
so
someday.
Where's Mozzie at? Does she want to say goodbye?
Huh, Mozzie?
She's outside.
Yeah, she's
I mean, like, at least it's nice. We have the courtyard opened up, and she's
It's super nice today.
Yeah, it's great to have the courtyard at this spot because she's out there gigging, finding worms, doing good stuff.
Now I've got about 500 shirts to knock out before the end of the week. So
yeah.
Well, we'll keep at it. You'll keep at it, and we'll hook up again sometime before this is over. I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you on the flip side.
Yeah, we'll tell you about all the weird raunchy stuff we're watching.
Okay. All right. I'll see you guys later.
Bye, Andy.
Bye, Andy.
All right. Bye.